Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be teaching you how to make selfies look like good old portraits. Alright, just to kick off this lesson, I really want to emphasize that the selfie, the word selfie, is just a shorthand abbreviation for self-portrait. So don't ever think that these little front-facing cameras on your phone and the little angles that we take are anything less than a self-portrait. A self-portrait can be as artistic as you allow it. You have to open up your brain and just not underestimate it for what Instagram or social media can diminish it to be, even though we use social media to display these self-portraits. You can be artistic with it, and it can be a legitimate portrait. On this channel, we made a previous video about how to take mirror selfies or mirror self-portraits, so go ahead and click the link. I think it might be in one of these corners so that you can refer to that as a resource as well. So if you're looking to up your selfie game, here are some tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, starting with number one, which is having good light. Good light is the key to having your face look a little bit more flattering than a dark room like the one I might be living in right now. One tip that I always give to people is to be near a window. It doesn't necessarily have to be full-on direct sunlight, although you will look good in that. It can't just be like a bounce of light coming towards your skin. Anything but being backlit, like where there's a strong source of light behind your head, or being in a dark room with like very orange lighting. Just don't do any of those two things and you're good to go. The second tip that I want to provide is for you to actually just look into the lens. I think there used to be a trend of always looking off away from the camera to make it look more natural. And yeah, it may be candid or it may come off as loosely candid, but I think we kind of see through that now as like that's a pose. Like you're not fooling anybody. So I feel like having more direct eye contact with the lens actually delivers more fire and more strength in your self-portrait, and it provides a very commanding posture in the picture that you're taking of yourself. The third tip that I want to provide is the angle at which you're taking these selfies or these self-portraits. Now, we have a lot of memes where there are dads who look down at their phone at a very low angle and you see their chins just stack up like a bunch of pancakes. You don't want to do that. You want to have your phone at least eye level or a little bit above eye level. At these types of angles, you look straight on or you look a little bit slimmer when you are shooting from a higher angle. So I highly recommend going at least eye level and going a little bit higher if anything. Don't go below eye level. It's not that great. The fourth tip that I want to provide is sometimes you should use a self-timer. We have our arms kind of incorporated in a lot of selfies and sometimes it doesn't look that good. So how about you set your phone against a wall on a corner or maybe even a tripod and use that self-timer function on your native camera app so that you can have your arms either by your side, crossed over, or on your face, under your chin, whatever to make the self-portrait a little bit more interesting. The last tip that I will provide for all of you is to be artistic, let loose. You could be a little bit more expressive with your hands, with your face angles, or with any prop or clothing that you have in your arsenal. You can have your hands on your face, you can have your hands in the air, you could have your hands on your shoulder, you could turn away, show half of your face, you could do whatever you please. These ideas that you're going to be creating for your self-portraits are going to be game-changing. And of course, we never really like our first pictures that we take when we're taking selfies, whether it is by a window or in a really dark orange lit room. These photos are going to be racking up in our photo library and taking up an enormous amount of space, which is why I recommend using this app called Gemini Photos. And Gemini Photos is really great for this type of situation where you have so many photos, whether it's like repeated 100 times repeated photos or unwanted screenshots or blurry photos you haven't seen in like 5 years. Gemini Photos goes into your photo library, categorizes it into very easy to understand sections, and you can go in, select what photos you want, select photos you don't want to have, and delete those you don't want to have. So I highly recommend using Gemini Photos. The download link is in the description and I highly recommend using it.